The first time that we kissed, it was 3:24 in the morning. My first kiss was on the gym floor of my elementary school. The first of what would become 5 Spy Kids movies projected overhead. Meredith Whitehead told me she had something to give me, gave it quick and soft, and scuttled back to her sleeping bag. I took my first steps in baby blue Velcro shoes. The first time I ran away from home, I threw both my key and my mother's down a sewer grate and didn't think to pack a lunch. The first time that I smoked weed, I watched the thick white smoke furl up through my uncle's handlebar mustache as he licked his lips and asked me to pass him my juice box. The first time that we kissed, a Regina Spektor song was playing on the online radio. The first time I got called a faggot, I was getting bench on the 7th grade volleyball team and had a major crush on a girl named Lexi Costantini. The first time I got called a faggot to my face, I spit right back in my stepmother's. The first time that I kissed a boy, Jack Ryan used far too much tongue. Slid in and out in all the wrong, wet ways, but I couldn't care. He had facial hair. And for that, he was perfect. I cried as I drove home that night, knowing for the first time that I had been made right. The first time that I masturbated, I did it wrong. The first time I got drunk was at my Jewish father's first Christmas party. I backed so many Coke and rums, I thought I could speak Tagalog to his Filipino wife and her 20 or so wind-me-up girlfriends. The first time that we kissed, you were wearing a dark blue sweater. The first punch I threw landed right in his gut. My father got some vomit on his shoes. It came right after the first time I had seen him hit my mother and realized it was not the first time that he'd done so. The first funeral I went to was my brother's. I was 6, he was 9. The shovel was heavy. The first time I scooped my mother off the kitchen floor, a broken bird, weathered and shameful, she asked me if I remembered the story that she used to read me, if I'd love her for always, if I'd read it to her now. The first time I lied to you was right after our first kiss. I pulled back, took a breath, looked around, and when you asked me what I was doing, told you that I always make sure to remember the first kiss. But I don't. In fact, the only first kisses I remember are the first kisses and ours. Because it was 3:24 in the morning, a Regina Spektor song was playing on the online radio, you were wearing a dark blue sweater, and you were the first person I thought I might share my last firsts with. Thank you. Thank you so much.